I mean, this is possibly the biggest mess that they've managed to make for themselves for no apparent reason. I mean, it's all a bit needless, but I'm afraid it looks as though Angela Rayner's a goner, isn't she?
It is beginning to look like that. I think she could have got away with it if she had made an honest mistake and if she had done everything she could to make sure that she'd taken the right advice and done everything properly. But she seems to have been... to put it at its best, she seems to have been careless or reckless in finding out what the tax position was, and I think the independent advisor on ministerial interests will find against her.
And one of the questions that the Sun was suggesting to be put to her was, if the ethics advisor does find against her, will she resign? And that, I suppose, becomes the story, doesn't it? And the question of when rather than if. And I think it's going to happen today.
It may do, but I think if there is a clear finding against her, then she will have to resign, and she should resign as Deputy Prime Minister and Housing Secretary. She probably won't resign as Labour Deputy Leader.
Yes. Where does that leave everything? It means she loses the Grace and Favour mansion, presumably in Admiralty Gate.
Yeah, no, she'll have to find a.
Be down to 2 homes only. I mean, how's she going to cope? But it does. The trouble is,
moved back in with Rebecca Long Bailey. They used to share a flat in London.
Oh crikey! Imagine having them for neighbours. You know, the problem is though, you'd think she would be smart enough, or she would be advised better than to come out yesterday and say I was given the wrong tax advice, only to then be contradicted in all the papers this morning by the person that she's accused of giving her the wrong advice.
Yeah,
I mean that's kind of the killer blow, isn't it?
She hasn't handled it well. Well, no, I think the really damning thing was that she knew that there was a question mark over whether she had paid the right amount of tax, and yet she still allowed ministerial colleagues and including the Prime Minister to go out and defend her. And I think I don't think they will be too pleased about that.
No. And so do you think that, so if she remains as deputy leader of the Labour Party, because I understand she can't really sort of resign from that, as far as I'm aware.
Well, no,
she can't be sacked from it. She can't be sacked from it.
Exactly.
Where does that leave her in the pecking order then?
Well, I mean, she'd be deputy leader of the Labour Party, but on the back benches.
Right.
So that'd be a rather unusual position. But there's nothing. I mean, it would be in order to avoid. I mean, the last thing the Labour Party needs at the moment is a deputy leadership election,
right,
in which 2 candidates take lumps out of each other in front of a party membership who really don't like Keir Starmer. And would like to see Andy Burnham as minister instead. I mean, it's an extraordinary position to be in.
It really is. And I mean, this leaves him in very exposed as well, doesn't it? Because if she's on the back benches and she's had to go, and she, for right or wrong, she may blame him for not protecting her better or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Although I think that you could overdo that. I think that the idea that she'd be a great threat on the back benches is overdone. I don't think Labour MPs will be particularly impressed by her behaviour, and so although she has been very popular with party members and with MPs, and actually one of the party's better communicators with the public. I mean, she comes across she came across, shall we say, as an authentic.
Yes. But that's all fallen by the wayside, because it would appear that.
So I don't think she's a threat on the backbenches, but I think it means that Keir Starmer's lost an authentic voice at the top of his government, and he just looks as if his government is just the same as the Tories, mired in sleaze and with ethics difficulties. Right,
and he can't now have anyone that can communicate with the left on the backbenches either.
No, I'm just trying to rack my brains as to who else in the cabinet could do that job, and there's nobody who could do it as effectively as Angela Rayner. I mean, she helped sort out that rebellion over welfare benefit, and I don't know that Keir Starmer's got anybody else who can do that.
No. So I mean, he looks increasingly isolated now, doesn't he? Because I mean, if his next best sort of female voice is Rachel Reeves, she's already in trouble. Bridget Phillipson, who is generally hated, I think, by most people on the basis that she's just terribly kind of, I don't know, fundamentalist, it seems, and terribly kind of cold about everything. She doesn't exude warmth. I mean, none of them do. That's the problem.
She does come across with as a slogan-generating machine.
She's kind of Lady Macbeth figure.
Absolutely right. No, well, I mean, people are. I mean, there are some wonderful conspiracies on social media about how this is all designed to distract attention from Nigel Farage's conference in Birmingham today. But I mean, Nigel Farage must be, skipping on his way.
Oh,
into
yeah. Well, people are
seat.
telling me this morning that, Angela Rayner's final act will be to resign at 5 minutes to 4, shortly before he makes his speech. And if she did, he would be delighted.
It's such a gift. I mean, especially because the other thing that Angela Rayner is particularly useful to the Labour Party is for appealing to the kind of voters who've gone over to Reform. She has a sort of northern working class credibility that Reform is hoovering up those votes. And she was one of the Labour Party's best assets in fighting that. Yeah.
And what about the Corbynista front, which is developing on the left, the further left, I guess, of Starmer's party?
But developing is an interesting word. You mean fighting it out like...
given that they haven't yet come up with a name that they can all agree on, and given
they haven't come up with a name, and
they keep fighting about everything, but they're polling quite high though. They're polling like half the value of Labour.
No,
and you love a poll.
I do love polls, and the extraordinary thing is with the Green Party as well. They've elected someone with the same politics as Zara Sultana and Jeremy Corbyn,
yes.
And yet people. The voters still think that the Green Party is sort of some kind of nice, cuddly, environmental outfit, and it's extremely popular as well. And if that red-green alliance can get its act together, then I think there will be a serious threat to the Labour Party. But they're doing their best to stymie that.
Yeah, and as far as Reform goes, I mean, I think it's a relatively small number of people in Reform who don't like it, but there's always a bit of sort of background noise whenever a senior Tory kind of defects to them. They go, why do we want them? We don't want them. But Nadine Dorries defecting to them is quite a big deal, isn't it?
Well, it is, but I could see why some people in Reform might think it better not to take her. I mean, it's like Nigel Farage having to fend off Liz Truss, who clearly at one point was trying to negotiate her way to.
I had her in here yesterday, and I asked her about Reform, and she said that she's trying to stay out of politics at the moment, which I thought was quite funny coming from her.
That's very good. That is very good. But, I mean, Nadine Dorries obviously isn't going to be playing a leading role, I don't think.
No.
But it does. The fact that she was such a big supporter of Boris Johnson, I think...
That's what people are pointing to, isn't it?
Is a useful asset to Reform. I mean, Nigel Farage is having the time of his life and is doing extremely well. Although I think he's slightly overreached with himself with suggesting that the Labour government's going to fall by 2027.
Well, he's finally agreeing with me. I mean, I've been saying this since last summer.
Oh, right. Well, we'll.
So
have me back. Have me back in.
I'm always right, John.
Time,
I'm always right, and you just have to admit it. And what about the whole situation with Boris? Because I mean, perhaps, as ever with the conversations around Nadine Dorries, she's the sort of pilot fish, and then suddenly Boris Johnson will appear at a Reform conference and go, "Yeah, I'm joining him as well."
No, I mean, Boris Johnson's far too proud to do that. I mean, he would have to be the biggest fish in whatever outfit he was in. I don't think he would. I don't think he would do that. I mean, and also you got to remember he's sort of pro windmills and
immigration,
pro immigration,
yeah.
and all.
No, I mean, listen, I think Reform voters would reject him because most of them who talk to me I think that he sort of betrayed the Tory cause and had a great opportunity in 2019 to do something brilliant and then didn't do it.
He is the cause of Reform's huge success.
Yeah.
I mean, it was his betrayal of the Tory immigration promises that has given Reform such a boost. So the idea that he would be welcome in Reform is just for the birds.
True. Fascinating times, though. Anyway, it makes life a bit interesting, doesn't it?